today is actually going to be day 4 of the Goleta Project. It's a little project that I started to do about a year ago. Sometimes I do that. I get excited about something and then I start to do it and then I start to lose interest. So I figured since I have a little bit of time now, I would try and do it. And so basically the idea is to run every street in the city of Goleta. So here's the map of the city of Goleta. And so everything that's within that black mark, I'm basically going to try and run. Last year when I started, I did that much. And it doesn't look like that much, but I think that was probably close to maybe 25 miles. Because what happens is you got to run it and then you got to backtrack over some other sections. So today we are going to go and do kind of this section right around here. There's the map that I wrote out for it. The X's are basically the direction I'm going, and then sometimes I have to backtrack. So here we go. This is day 4 of the Goleta Project. All right, so it just started. I'm carrying my handy dandy little map with me. It usually gets all gross by the end of it. So, let's see, a couple recommendations about running. We're just starting off is, I used to run with friends, and sometimes that still works, but for the most part, I found it doesn't work well because you kind of got to run your own pace. So I had a friend that I used to run with, but every time we go running, we get real competitive. So I would start inching forward a little bit, and then he would start running a little faster. And then before we know it, we were both running faster than we really wanted to. So you gotta be careful, especially if you're trying to enjoy it. You really just gotta run at your own pace. All right, so we started off. I have no idea how many miles this is gonna be, but we'll see. All right, just clicked off the first mile at about a 9:45. Uh-oh. Okay, saw something that wasn't on the map. So just took out the map and checked it. So not a super fast pace for me, but part of it is because I draw the route out on the map, but then I don't really know how far it's going to be. So like I said, some of them look like pretty small neighborhoods, and then I actually run it, and it turns out to be like 8 or 9 miles. Just having to go on every single road and backtracking. So anyways, first mile down, see how it goes. All right, we're just passing Brandon's school now. Feel pretty good, coming up on 2 miles. So full disclaimer, I have these goofy shoes on. And you might ask, why, Mr. Joy? Those are so hideous. And yes, they are. So there's this book that came out called Born to Run. As far as running books go, it was actually a really good book. So if any of you are curious, I would say check it out. But basically, it started this kind of revolution in running, where it basically said, like, we weren't born with shoes on, so we were designed basically to run barefoot. And so what happened is this guy, who was kind of a big guy, started running barefoot, and he hadn't been able to run for years because it hurt his legs too much. And he found that when he ran barefoot, it wasn't bad. So anyways, like a lot of new things, everybody was like, oh, this is the new thing. And so everybody jumped on board with it. And then a lot of people started getting injuries. So, like most things, you should start off in moderation. And what works for somebody might not work for you. And so I run in these goofy shoes every once in a while, but sometimes I don't. But I have a funky thing going on with my foot right now called plantar fasciitis. And although doctors say you should actually do the opposite thing, I found that wearing these shoes actually help out with it. So anyways, that's why I'm wearing the goofy shoes now. All right, we're coming up to San Milano. And we're making a left turn here. Gonna have to pull out the map again, make sure I don't get lost. All right, we're coming up on close to 3.5 miles. We are passing one of Goleta's landmarks. Some of you will recognize. There it is, passing by the Sev. I'm gonna run to the road, and then I'm gonna turn around and head back the other direction. Some of you may be asking, why am I doing this? And all I gotta say is, there you go. Sorry for the corniness. One of those things you don't always notice when you're in a car, but when you're running, you can kind of appreciate it more. Beautiful view of the mountains. All right, I am on Spruce Drive, and I'm coming up on 6 miles right now, and calves are really tight because of these shoes. So anyway, I don't have much left. I have one more neighborhood to run through, thinking maybe like 7 miles altogether. But yeah, so far so good. All right, it's coming up on 7.5 miles. I'll probably finish somewhere close to 8. But some of you may be wondering what I'm wearing. I have a running vest on. They say as long as you are pretty well hydrated and fueled up, you can exercise for about an hour without any kind of problem, without needing water or stuff like that. But if you're out for a little bit longer than an hour, it's a good idea to bring some kind of water. So this was the easiest way for me to bring water and hold my phone. Anyways, that's the best. We're coming close to the end. All right, the run is done. I covered about 8 miles today, so that's the 4th day. I've been running, trying to run all the streets in Goleta. As I pan back, you can see that there are still plenty of roads left. So I don't know how many miles it's going to be all together, so we'll see. We'll find out together. Don't forget, if you want to see the actual run, you can, if it's okay with your parents, get a Strava account, and then you can see it on there. And if you join the Charger Run Club, you can see other people's exercises as well. So hopefully everybody's good, stay safe, stay social distance, and maybe I will see you out there. Bye.